Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everybody else, honestly. So, welcome back to Casting My Climb. Today, on episode 18? Yeah, 18. I think it's 18. We are in this matchup. So, let's get it on. In for the blue team, the lineup is going to be Darius is going to be in the top lane. Diana is the jungler. Vigar, the mid laner. Ashe, the bot carry. And Zillion, the support. For the red team, Tryndamere is in the top lane. Warwick, jungle. Victor, mid laner. Jhin, the bot carry. And Malphite, the support. Oh, immediately it starts here. Zane immediately lost his flash actually there. That could be a very rough situation to handle about that one. Ashe loses a lot of HP as well, so this is going to be a very rough one. Ignite from the Zillion as well, so he used both his summoners already here in this situation, so this is going to be a very interesting setup here. So, Jhin the bot carry, Malphite is the support, and I am the Jhin in this game. So, let's see how this one develops out of this one completely. Jhin setting up. Malphite gets a bit of something. Ashe has to back away quite a bit. And yeah, it's quite a heavy trade on both sides. Ashe is holding up quite nicely with the Jhin there. She still does have to be careful because Zillion is pretty low already in this game, so that's really not where you want to be if you are the Zillion. Yeah, Tryndamere had a disconnect. I forgot about that completely in this game. Tryndamere had a very, very long disconnect. Oh, Ashe takes that one, so the Zillion doesn't get rooted in this case right now. Otherwise, he would have been rooted there if the Ashe didn't take that shot. Deadly flourish. Otherwise, he would have been the one to bite the dust there, and I don't think he's really aware of that situation here. Tryndamere is 2 levels behind, which does make a lot of sense right now with how everything developed here. Where both teams just holding up as much as you can really at the starting point here. Oh, Victor putting some pressure on top of this. But not really much in either side really to be pointing out right now. Zillion does go for once again a bit of pressure here. Gets rooted up there, so this is an opportunity right now. Zillion's pretty low. Flash, that's a grenade, and that's a dead one there. Ashe tries to do something about it, but not really much about that one. Deadly Flourish, not enough damage there to take her down, but first kill 1-0, about 250 on the board there, so quite a bit of a setup here. Malphite already going back there. Warwick is looking for a gank in the top lane since Tryndamere did catch up quite nicely. I have to kind of be honest about that one. Jhin is probably just pushing out the wave to just get everything done there. Backs off, recalls. He does have the first blood there, so he is one of the big pointer hitters right now. And you can kind of see so right now, we're 1-0 for the red team. The Jhin put on a hit there, so that's going to be that about it. Right now, Tryndamere looking to hold up right now completely fine. Darius looking for the setup situation here. Does get a bit of damage in there, but not really that much. And the pull-in does not reach Tryndamere. Warwick looking for some blood here, but not really getting much out of this one. You know, the bot lane's trying to put pressure on the Malphite. I'm not too sure if this is really the wisest choice. Jhin is not even close by, and if you overextend here, you do pay a price here quite heavily. Jhin does get a W. He does get his. Ashe is rooted up. This could be a bad situation here. They do put the ignite onto the Malphite, so he's kind of fine. So they're kind of fine with that situation. Ashe is taking quite a bit of damage. Malphite is maybe a step too far forward. Takes a bit of damage there as well. And probably has to back off of this situation right now. Vigar bringing out the warning. But, Zilla's not really listening to that one, is he? One, he has to speed boost himself out of there, otherwise Zillion would have died there immediately. He's kind of lucky that the flash was not available in that situation. Otherwise, it would have probably been his death sentence. Cage hits the Victor. He gets quite a bit of damage there, but not enough to put him down there. Ash pretty heavy about that one. Gets Root up there. It's pretty low. Not enough range there for both of them, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think they would have taken down the Ash there. Still 1-0 for the red team. We're 5:15 in there. Warwick does look like he wants to do the Drake Ignite onto the Tryndamere. Tryndamere is pretty low there. Gets killed before he can even go. Something about the Ignite comes out there. 1-for-1 trade, and that benefits Tryndamere quite a lot, honestly. It's now 2-1 for the red team. Diana is hovering around this Drake pit, trying to find maybe an opportunity to do something about that one, but you got to be very careful if you don't jump in there, Diana. You have to get out of there again. Warwick takes a few steps back, but not really much, and Diana flashes in, goes on top of that one. Gets Root up now. Warwick sits there as well, so everybody's there and goes down to the Jhin. Drake and her life were the exchange there, and that's not really what you want to do if you're this blue team right now. Exchanged her life for nothing. The Diana there. Flashing from the Zillion, tries to get the stun there, not having success with that either. It's really an awkward situation, gotta be honest about this, for the blue bot lane there. They stayed in the lane, didn't get much out of that one. Still a level behind the Jhin, who was looking pretty good. Tryndamere is getting some damage in on top of that one. Does have level 6 though. Something to keep an eye out for. Oh, Malphite has ult. Zillion has to play this very carefully now, because there is the Jhin ult. There is the Malphite. Malphite doesn't have ult. That's another thing to keep an eye. Once again, throws just out the Ignite. He's throwing it out like it's candy almost. This Jhin is being very wary of the situation. Can't really move much in there, and you don't really want to give up this almost 200 gold bounty here as a Jhin. Oh, Tryndamere goes in onto the Darius. Darius takes quite a bit of damage, gets the chicken, and now he doesn't really want to fight that much, honestly. Trying to put a lot of pressure on Malphite and Jhin here, which is a fair thing to do right now, and we see the red side bot lane is deciding rather to recall than really try to force anything out of this, which is honestly a wise choice. It makes it quite easy for this one to play out. Got the TP from the Malphite. Ash does have the barrier and a flash. Jhin has barrier and flash as well. Flash from Malphite is not there. Trying to put some pressure onto the Malphite. He is probably not so close to level 6, I would guess, right now. Can't really look at that really in this situation, can you? You're not really. Oh, meanwhile, Warwick goes on top of the Diana, just takes her out. Zillion is trying to find a way out of the curtain call being pulled out there. Zillion immediately gets shot with the first one into the corner there. And that means a 3-0 right now for the Jhin and 5-1 for the red team in general. And that's not going to spell anything good for this blue side bot lane, because the Jhin is pushing up pretty heavily. The next item on the card will be a collector for the Jhin, because I play my Jhin in a way that it's more kill orientated. Well, not really kill orientated, but you're not just like a utility player. Oh, the cage hits there, but the ult from Victor does a lot of damage. Warwick's looking for a peek on the side, gets a good fear there. Does take the tower shots and gets out of dodge there. Ash does take a bit of damage there, while Jhin does as well, but Jhin is kind of fine with that, with the situation. Zillion doesn't have his ult yet. Malphite has his ult as well, so that's something that they should be considering, but it looks like the blue team are pressuring quite far forward here right now, which I don't really think is the play you want to go for, honestly. If you are the blue team, you don't really want to try to play into this Jhin lane, because right now you kind of know that Warwick's close by, that the Jhin is there, and those are the two big hitters right now on this red team. really not what you want to play at. Zillion gets rooted up once again, takes a few hits, throws out the ignite, gets ulted by the Malphite, and okay, his ult. He used his ult to get out of there. Meanwhile, Malphite is causing some pressure on there. Zillion is trying to find a way out of this one. Meanwhile, in the top lane, there's the fight from Diana versus the Tryndamere and Darius, and that's one down. Zillion did fall to the Malphite. Meanwhile, barrier is being thrown out here. Ashe trying to get the kill here. Turnaround does get the kill onto the Jhin and a double for the Malphite. Maybe not the best play as a Jhin there to turn around. Should have probably walked further away there and would have gotten everything out of it, but that's my bad. Yep, they used everything in that fight. Alright, that's fine. Collector now on the Jhin. Gonna be some happy times for Jhin. He's gonna pull out the Collector, get on top of that one, and be fine with it. Drake did spawn. I did not turn the objective timer. That's on me. However, you can kind of see what's going on there. They are worried that the Drake is up, and it looks like they want to get some pressure in there. I'm not too sure if the Zillion is it's the wisest choice of the Zillion and the Ashe and try to challenge this one, really. Because, well, now the turnaround's coming around. Ashe is immediately rooted there. Warwick goes on with an ult there. Dead is the Ashe in this place. Now Zillion has to find a way out of this one, out of the Smiths without any issues, but that is not going to work. As I said, Zillion did have to flash there. Victor and Viger have been having quite a chill lane, gotta be honest about that one. Not really much to be done for either side here. Oh, Vinda's going in once again. The bleed is going to come out there as well, but now Diana's coming in from the side. Undying Rage comes in once again, but not a chance to... No, actually, Undying Rage was on cooldown. Not a chance to really stop that one. 4-10 right now. Oh, Viger does get the root on top of the Warwick, but the Warwick gets a few chunks out of the Viger as well. Zillion gets rooted up there. Oh, yes. Barely managed to survive that one. Jhin could have probably pulled the trigger on there, just didn't want to. Malphite comes in with an ult there. Zillion has to use his passive once again, his ult once again for himself. There gets root up as well. 4-shot, dead Jhin. Ashe trying to dodge this one, trying to cross some pressure. Just throw out the crystal arrow there to stop the Jhin, but honestly, gotta say, for the Jhin is kind of fine in the situation, completely out of the sand right now. Tryndamere once again goes onto the Darius there, who's 2 levels ahead of him. Bashing on quite a bit. Does have Undying Rage this time, but he's lost a lot of HP here. I'm not too sure if this fight will be really what he wants here. Malphite taking quite a few tower shots here. Ashe trying to answer it completely, though. Not really sure this is the play. Malphite makes it 2 steps too far forward. Barely survives this one. Ignite onto the Tryndamere. Darius does get the Tryndamere's life with that one. Rod of Ages on the Victor, so quite a few plays here. They're trying to force a hard push here. Victor is holding on quite nicely. He's farmed quite well against this Viger, to be honest about that one. About almost a 30 CS lead on that completely. Thornmail, first item up on the Darius. I mean, it makes sense versus the Warwick. I'm not too sure about the Tryndamere, but Tryndamere looks like he's going into the Blade of the Rune King, so actually benefits him, and Warwick pulls out the Stride Breaker, so another item up there. Thornmail on the Malphite as well, so a lot of items. Ashe comes in first with the Hexcept Optic. I mean, it makes sense. It's a cheap buy, but I'm not too sure if you really want to go for a cheap buy in this case where you're kind of far behind and it doesn't really spike you as well I think you would like to have right now. Gets rooted up by the Jhin. They're not going to completely go for the 4-shot. Tryndamere comes in from the side trying to bash the turret down, which I'm not too sure is really the play. Well, Jhin already has the bot tower on lock there. So, kind of an unnecessary jump there from the Tryndamere, I would say. Dan and Viger are looking for something. Cage being pulled out there. That is a dead Victor there. Once again, the ult has been pulled out for the Zillion. And Zillion goes down once again. Zillion is 0-5, and you can't forget, at least 3 of those were under his ult, so technically it was 2 more, it just doesn't count as 2 more. Just 3 more. Loon's Echo now purchased on the Vigar. And this bot lane is just keeps on increasing their pressure here so much here. Do you really want to cancel the Jhin? I don't know what if this is a good idea here. And no, it's not. It was not a good idea. Absolutely not. And the Ashe is blaming the Diana because she was expecting the Diana come in from the side. I don't know why you were expecting that, but she was expecting that. Vigar did die there, so that is 1 down. Jhin 7-1-2. The red team in general is 13-7 right now. Victor is pretty far forward right now. Is trying to get away from that one. Vigar's trying to put some more damage on top of that one. Victor gets the stun there and the root, and Jhin puts him down. That's another one down into the ground. Not really enough hits there to really take anybody down, but Jhin is in the lead, pretty much 8-1-2. Malphite is doing good as well. That's what you kind of want to see out of your bot lane, if you can see that one. We're 16 minutes into this game. 16-15 into the game. 7-14. And, well, you can say a lot of things. Honestly, right now, Jhin is the reason his team is in the however, right now, Hexectric goes down. Now it's a bad situation there. Ashe gets jumped there. Malphite comes in with another sweet ult. Once again, Zillion pulls out his passive, gets put down again. Pulls out his ult, gets put down once again. Diana's not in a good spot right now. Gets found there, takes quite a bit of damage, gets rooted up as well, so there's a lot of advantage to be taken about that one. Diana's trying to find a way out of this one. However, no chance whatsoever there. 3-man in the bot lane trying to defend it. Crystalline Arrow comes out there. The Vigar is sitting there just trying to do what he can. Jhin is putting some damage out on there. Gets pulled in by the Darius. Darius puts out the Ignite as well. Flash over. Darius still trying to go there. Warwick comes in with the hold down here. And that is a dead Darius as well. Vigar falls to the victor there. Ashe tries to find a way out of them, but doesn't do that with the Deadly Flourish. 7-19 right now in favor of this red team, who are almost 7,000 gold ahead. Zillion is not in a good spot right now. Trying to threaten quite a bit there. Takes quite a bit of damage as well. Has to move away there. And they're just throwing out Curtain Call being pulled out of there. Shot hits one. Misses the second one. Diana tries to do some more about that one, and Jhin just whiffs all 3 other ones. Gets the root on the Diana, however, there's the tower in range right now, so they can't really take full advantage of that one. Generic Rookern on to the Malphite, so he's got a bit more Cosmic Drive on the Victor. Jin's going to pull out the Infinity Edge, so 2 items on a lot of members of this red team right now. Meanwhile, the Ashe has her Hextech Optics and an Archangel Staff, a Seraph's Embrace for the Zillion at 0-7. I'm not sure if that's the wisest choice, to be honest. Ashe right now is out farming the Jhin in terms of CS, but in every other category, the Jhin is just miles ahead. Diana goes on top of Tryndamere. Tryndamere answers quite nicely there. Get some bashes in here. Diana falls to the Tryndamere. I don't think he survives anything else. Meanwhile, Victor kills off the Vigar, and that Undying Rage is actually going to save his life. I didn't think that would be possible, but it was possible. And we got 7-22 right now. They're pushing quite far forward. This could be a very dangerous situation. The Malphite is looking for something there. A lot of damage being put on top of the Zillion. Zillion trying to survive there. Gets his passive. Throws out the Ignite onto the Jhin as well, which is, I don't know. That's not the play you really want to do there. Crystalline Arrow comes out of there. That could be a possibility. And Zillion takes down the Jhin, which is kind of funny because that does nothing for the team. Ashe gets battered, meanwhile, by the Malphite. And I don't really see her escaping this one, really. You can slow down there. Okay, that slap, and there it is. Malphite picks up that kill. 12, 2, and 4 right now on the Jhin. 3, 0, and 11 on the Malphite. This bot lane has been dominating. Now a pickup of the Executioner's Calling. There is the ult from the Victor. He gets the stun and lives thanks to that stun. He'll just kill off there. Ghost being procced by the Victor, and he's just walking away. So basically, Diana finds the escape with the Herald. I don't know what that play is going to be. Malphite takes quite a bit of damage. Diana's going to charge into that turret. Misses the turret, actually. What the hell, Diana? What are you doing? You charge into the turret and it does 0 damage. Girl, what the hell? Tries to recall there. Actually managed to do that, but still, that was a weird play. I find it funny that the 12, 2, and 4 Jhin has no bounty. It is kind of funny. Because if we look at the goal, we have a huge goal difference. We're almost at 9,000 gold difference right now. No, 10,000 gold difference there. Malphite comes in with an ult there. Jhin completely whiffs the deadly flourish there, but Ashe is pretty low already. Throws out the crystal arrow. Okay, they do get the stun, and now Ashe tries to escape there. They do pull out the ult, so that's something funny about that one. Gets stunned up there. Ult runs out. That's a dead one. Root onto the Zillion. TP's going to even come in from the Tryndamere, but it doesn't really matter because there are people dead already. You have a 3,000 gold lead already on this Jhin alone. Then you got it. Actually, I was surprised about that gold lead that I see on the Tryndamere. Gotta be honest about that one. He's not been looking particularly strong there. However, this is going to open up. We're seeing already the 4th Drake being claimed, so that's going to be a soul. Randuin's Omen on the Darius. He's going full tank this game. He has no opportunity to do anything else, really, to be honest about that one. Hextech Soul is now on the red team as well. Malphite picks up the Bambi Cinder. Even the mid-tier inhibitor turret goes down there, gets on top of it. Ashe has a Phantom Dancer, so a second item here. Tryndamere is still living right now, putting in his best work. Takes down the Zillion. Root on that Darius. Darius trying to do what he can right now, but there's a Jhin as well, and that's going to cost him his life. Darius did get the Tryndamere in the end, but honestly, Jhin takes on the inhibitor, backs away a bit, probably trying to help out that Victor, because Victor is finding a push as well. All is good for this red team right now, 31-9. The Jhin has more kills than the blue team together. Oh, Flash. Root up there. That is not a living Ashe. He throws out the enchanted crystal arrow just to deny Jhin the kill. Petty play, I understand it completely, though. And that Zillion managed to actually pull off his ult. Respect out to him for that one, but that's not going to save his life there. Diana's dropping pretty low, goes down there. Jhin walks away with a bit of life there, is ignited, but doesn't really matter because he is going well. Nashor's Tooth being pulled up there. There comes the ult there. Darius tries to do as much as he can to get the pull in there, but the 4th shot from the curtain call puts him down. And Victor gets to live to fight another day. Cage comes out of there, but Victor actually flashes in there, takes the Viger out. 36-10. The Jhin is just on. The red team in general is just on a roll. We got a 5-1-11 Victor as well. We got a 6-2-7 Warwick. We got a 3-0-13 Malphite. So, yeah. You don't really have much legs to stand on if you are right now this blue team. The lead is completely ballooned out of control. I think it's right now almost 16,000 gold lead for red. This is a number we have rarely seen. So let's look at the items for now. We do see that the Jin did pick up the Mortal Reminder. Victor pulled out the Zonias. We got a Blade on the Rune King on the Warwick. Phantom Dancer on the Tryndamere. Sunfire Aegis is the newest item on the Malphite, so he's going to be a big, big boy. And just walk in the Dominic's Regard on the Tryndamere. And basically right now the red team are setting up to finish this game. You can see that they're playing towards that really right now. Diana jumps on top of the Warwick. Warwick drops pretty low there. However, the Dancing Grenade does a lot of damage. Ash dies to the Dancing Grenade there. There is the Resurrection there from the Zillion. No chance to get out of that one alive. Zillion flashes in there. It's taken down by the 4th Curtain Call shot there. Viger's the lone survivor with the Darius. However, they're not going to get a chance. Darius gets on top of the warrior, takes him down. Gets root up now. The Jin is alive as well. Victor puts him down. Doesn't get the Jin there. Viger tries to get the Jin, but no chance. 40-11. We win this game. I get, if I remember correctly, which I really don't, I get about, I would say, 20 LP, was it? It was 18 LP. 18 LP, and we move forward. So, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. And otherwise, goodbye and good night.